we had that debate tonight, and it's kind of baffling to me that we are actually having to debate these things.
That is what they're saying. I've talked to these people all the time, but because I'm out in the country all the time, and they're like, we're not all crazy. We just don't feel comfortable. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. A lot of them say to me, what you don't get about us and Donald Trump is we don't like him either. We just see him as a bulwark toward against something that's even nuttier. Because as we know in America, people really don't vote for who they like. They vote for who they hate the least.
Right. And where are you with free speech now? Because it seems to me that as a comedian and a host, comedy has never been under more attack than it is now. I mean, literally physical attacks now on comedians on stage to try and suppress their right to tell jokes. What do you feel about that?
In this video, Bill Maher and Piers Morgan talk about how political division is growing in the United States. They say both the far right, led by Donald Trump, and the far left, with radical progressives, are making the country more divided. Maher points out that many Americans no longer vote for candidates they truly like. Instead, they vote for the one they dislike less. This makes people feel disconnected and unhappy with politics. Maher also worries that moderate, traditional liberal views like his are being pushed aside by extreme ideas on the left. He says these extreme progressive beliefs make it hard for moderates to speak up and have honest discussions. He is especially concerned about free speech. He believes that cancel culture driven by the far left and social media punishes people for having different opinions. Because of this, many people are afraid to speak out and choose to stay quiet instead. Maher says, this growing polarization is harmful to open discussion and democracy.
So, I don't know what's going to happen in 2024. My prediction would be it's Biden against him again. Biden wins again, and he doesn't accept it again.
Is it? I have to ask about Biden, because I've heard you defend him about his record in the term. I think it's been actually better than people think, which is why he did better in the midterms than people expected. But he's really showing his age. It's 2 more years before an election. If he then does 4 more, he'd be 86.
What?
Does that matter?
It doesn't matter to me. I feel like this is a prejudice that this country has. This ageism, it's an individual thing, age. Some people are old at 50, and some people are young at 90. Norman Lear's over 100. I had dinner with him recently with other people. He was as sharp as anybody at the table. So it doesn't matter. And a president doesn't have to be super energetic. To run for president takes a lot of energy. To be president, you're the elder. Every civilization seems to have understood this. The elder. We go to you for advice and wisdom. Hey, elder one who has seen it all.
Well, Biden
what
said
should
that.
we do about this problem? And then he has his minions go out, and you don't have to be. And also, I just think it's a narrative that, he looks old. He looks like the same guy I've ever seen. He's a little older, so he fell off his bike. Can you imagine Trump's fat ass even being on a bike?
Bill Maher addresses the issue of ageism in American politics, especially in the context of Joe Biden's age. Maher firmly rejects the idea that age should be the deciding factor when assessing a leader's effectiveness. Instead, he argues that intelligence, experience, and mental acumen are far more important qualities than physical strength for someone assuming a leadership role. Especially the presidency. According to him, some individuals remain sharp and effective even as they age, while others may decline earlier.
So, but generally he's doing fine, and he's got a lot more done substantially, legislatively. I mean, he got us out of Afghanistan, which, did he stick the landing on it? No. But a lot of that was because Trump organized that before he even got there with his stupid we'll get out by this date, and he only left 2,500 troops there. He left them a horrible hand. So it's not a terrible idea to say that. And of course the Democrats never do, because they're just so afraid, they'll just say we're using excuses. It's a reasonable excuse. It's a real excuse. Having said that, they could have done it better, but at least we did it, and we should have done it. And he actually got the ball rolling on climate change in a big way that nobody's been able to do before. He steered most of of this big money we're spending towards stuff. They're all really climate change bills, and nobody did that, and he got infrastructure going, and he's an old school kind of guy. Is he perfect? Of course not, but he's getting the job done, and we're back to normal. It's not insanity. He's not, poop tweeting and having feuds with Bette Midler and, throwing towels.
Bill Maher also defends President Biden's time in office. He praises Biden's work on climate change, improving infrastructure, and managing the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. While Maher admits the withdrawal wasn't perfect, he says, it was a tough situation made harder by decisions from Donald Trump's presidency. Still, he gives Biden credit for taking real action in areas where other presidents didn't make much progress.
I just think people haven't. Look, do I love everything Biden has done? No, I don't. I think he caves into that super left side a little too much. I think they go to him with that stuff and he goes, I don't understand it. I can't be bothered with it. I have real matters to do. If you want to do this, fine. I'm not going to fight you on it. And, is it as existentially threatening as what Trump is threatening? Of course.
Maher also points out that President Biden has sometimes given in to pressure from the far left, especially on more extreme progressive policies. While Maher sees this as a weakness, he still believes Biden's overall leadership has been strong. He credits Biden with helping to stabilize the country and tackle big challenges. Maher also says that concerns about Biden's age are mostly pushed by the media and not a serious issue. He argues that focusing too much on age distracts from Biden's actual accomplishments. According to Maher, people often judge older leaders unfairly based on how they look or act, instead of valuing their experience and wisdom. Political division is real and may continue to grow. At the same time, big debates are happening everywhere, with people holding very different opinions. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching.